Here are Kelly Ripa and Anderson Cooper.
That was a half a standing ovation, Anderson. That was for you. That was your half of the room. That was my half of the room. Today's Thursday, December 3rd, 2009. Oh, it's my sister's birthday today.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Linda.
You just realized that?
Well, no, I just read it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Filling in for Regis today, 360 himself, Anderson Cooper.
All right, how's Regis doing?
Regis is great. We have a Regis update. He is up. He is walking.
Wow, that's great.
The bandages from his facelift look amazing.
Oh, no,
I'm just kidding. Apparently he looks and feels great. He's walking and complaining. I've been told he's
complaining is a good sign.
Which is good, yes.
That's a very good sign.
That's how I tell when my kids are feeling better. When my kids are sick and there's peace, I know they're sick. When my kids are sick and they don't like their eggs, I know that they're on the mend.
Have your kids ever faked illness to get out of school?
No, they
really?
You know,
God, I used to do that like every week.
I don't think it's occurred to them to fake illness to get out of school. Yeah.
They haven't watched reality TV yet.
They will, like, my daughter especially will fake a headache to get out of doing her chores. Like, I have a headache. I need you to help me make my bed. My head hurts. But it's never occurred to her to apply that to school.
I see.
But I think school is a lot more fun now than it was when we were kids.
Really? It seems harder now.
I think it's harder, but it's more fun. Like, they have interactive smart boards and all this kind of crazy stuff that we didn't have.
We had chalkboards.
We had chalk.
We didn't need these smart boards.
We had to eat the chalk if we weren't good.
So do they not? They don't use chalk anymore? And you don't
classes,
like do the eraser thing?
Some classes use chalk. Some classes use chalk, but it's mostly like whiteboards and smart boards.
Smart boards are like big computer screens.
Big computer screens, and they touch them and they play all these games on them, and it's not even like learning. It's like fun time.
Yeah, learning's supposed to be miserable.
Yeah.
So did you see the cover of the New York Post today?
I did. I saw it. Well, people were.
I'm a cheetah. Yeah. And the picture, clearly it's made up. This is actually a picture that was sent around by email.
I got 14 of those
everybody
by
got these
email.
yesterday.
And everybody was like, I've got this great funny thing for you. And I'm like, I hope it's not that horrible picture.
I hate it when people I hate it being on people's mass email lists.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many are you on?
A lot, because if I email, like if a viewer writes me and the email gets through to me and I write them back, then forever they seem to feel it's okay to put me on their email chain.
Right.
So I'm on like a million people's email chain who I don't even know, but it's all their idea of like cute cartoons and funny little things and kittens hanging from trees and you know. And I mean, I don't like it when a friend of mine sends it to me, when someone I don't even know, you know. And then I look at everybody else, and it's a million people I don't know, and me, and I think, do all their friends think, oh, well, they're good friends with Anderson Cooper, that they're sending him the kitten hanging
let
from the
me
tree?
answer that for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you gotten the chain letter yet through the email? I used to resent the chain letter when I would get it in the regular mail.
Those, I think those are like evil. Because they make you feel like your soul is going to burn in hell, or you're going to die soon if you don't do this.
If you break the chain, all bad things will happen to you.
Exactly.
You'll get a boil on your chin, and you'll never rest forever and ever. You know, and I think to myself, are you kidding?
Are you on like a medieval chain?
I'm on a medieval.
Right. Your limbs will wither with the harvest.
I should tell you.
What witch's coven email list are you on?
I should tell you, though, your Thanksgiving special, your hero special.
That was very nice.
I cried for hours.
Yeah, it was nice.
Really did. It was so beautiful, so well done. When you think about these people.
CNN does the special called Heroes, and it plays on Thanksgiving, and it's basically viewers around the world nominate people who are doing remarkable things in their communities, and it's the top 10 of them get selected and honored.
It's incredible.
It's really nice. And Neil Patrick Harris, who's on this show a lot, he was one of the presenters.
Yeah, I mean, I was just sobbing.
Yeah, they're remarkable stories, and it's there's a guy, for instance, instance, one of the winners is a guy up in Queens who's a school bus driver, and every night, he and his entire family in their tiny little apartment cook food for homeless people, and then every morning he goes out before his bus route to deliver food on the streets to homeless people. And I mean, this is a guy who doesn't have money, he doesn't have power or anything, he just decided to do this.
He feeds because there's a need, and he feels like, why not him? And then there's a man a beautiful man in Timor, and he
he has an orphanage for
he has an
kids.
Orphanage, and
he's taking like 40 kids.
He's adopted these 40 kids and just runs. I mean, he makes sure they have school and medicine, and
it's really nice.
Just like I'm sobbing. I'm sitting there sobbing, and then part of it is like I'm a terrible person. I don't do anything good for anybody.
It totally does make you feel like a schlub.
I breathe air and I leave a carbon footprint. That's my gift.
No.
Terrible.
Every morning you give a gift to many.
No. You're welcome, America. And Canada.
So, did you see that Susan Boyle, you know, she has a CD out?
She is like this, she is the most sellingest.
It's the top selling CD, not since, wait, I gotta get this right, not since Snoop Dogg's release of Doggy Style. I kid you not, has a CD sold so many copies. She beat the debut for Lady Gaga, she beat the debut for Eminem. Eminem must be thrilled that his debut, because I'm sure he takes these things
really well. I'm sure he'll have like a response CD to that.
Exactly. Right, God knows what he will call Susan Boyle. And I like Eminem, actually. But I think it's great for Susan Boyle. I mean, how amazing is she? Sold like 700,000 or more CDs in her first week.
I love everything Susan Boyle represents. I really do, because here was this lady, and you know there's a story when you see her. She comes out there, and they cut to the audience, and everybody is prejudging her, and she opens her mouth and sings so beautifully. And here I go again with the goosebumps. But it's like one of those things that you're like, I wish I had that moment in my life where everybody that ever made fun of me was like, oh my gosh, she has the voice of an angel and is about to outsell Snoop Dogg and Eminem. Right? It's like that great moment.
Well, you know she can go back to her high school reunion now and just be like,
oh my God, I hope she does.
What have you all been up to?
I hope she does.
I know. And I think isn't Simon Cowell behind it all? He probably has doesn't he own Susan Boyle or something?
He probably does.
I think he does. I think
Simon
he has
bought Susan.
Right.
Yeah. But even that moment made Simon Cowell soft and warm and fuzzy.
Yeah,
I mean, no, they cut to him, and he's judging her, and then she sings, and he's like, oh. He doesn't give you...
those were dollar signs you saw.
Dollar
signs. In his eyes. And I actually did a piece on 60 Minutes, a profile of him. I spent 2 days with him.
I remember.
He's a really nice guy, Simon Cowell. I mean,
he's a great guy.
He has the personality, but he's actually charming and funny and smart and great to be around.
Did he take you for a ride in that fancy car of his?
We actually raced cars on a racetrack in Las Vegas. That was part of the 60 Minutes thing, because he really likes cars, so we raced like Formula One cars or I don't know, high-speed race cars. And he beat me by we were going like 175 miles an hour around the track, and he beat me by like half a mile an hour.
I cannot believe.
Because he's obsessed with winning in everything he does, so he had to
Right.
Yeah.
But you let him win. You're Anderson Cooper. You could have totally
No, I would have tried to beat him. I just didn't know
I
didn't know how fast he was going. So because we weren't next to each other, because he would have then killed me. He would have driven me off the road. So
did he have to go first, and then you have to go?
So it was doing it for time, so it was hard to know who was winning.
My husband does that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, he loves that. He loves that racing.
On a track, though.
On a track.
Right.
Yeah. No, not like racing around the house. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
I would totally win. I can zip in and out of those little crevices very quickly.
All right, have you seen this video? We played this on my show last night.
I saw this on your show last night.
And I look at this and tell me what you think, whether you think this is funny and cute or this person is just annoying. This is a groom who, he's tech obsessed, and he not only tweeted from the altar as he was getting married, he also decided right before he said I do to update his Facebook page. His status from single to married. Take a look.
For Almighty God, I now pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Oh, Dana is updating his relationship status on Facebook.
There you go.
Let me tell you what the rest of that girl's life is going to be. Dinners will go something like this. So, let's call him Mark for the sake of argument. So, Mark, how was your day?
Dana Hanna.
Dana Hanna?
Yeah.
That is not his name.
Yeah.
That is not his name.
Dana Hanna, yeah.
Dana Hanna?
Yeah, Dana Hanna. Yeah, Dana Hanna of Abington, Maryland. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
That should have been the indication right there.
Dana, how was your day? They're having their 1-year anniversary dinner. How was your day? I'm so happy that we married each other a year ago. Hold that thought, love.
No, I'm just wondering what happens on their wedding night. I mean, if he's tweeting their... I mean, if he's tweeting the actual nuptials, God knows what he's going to do, you know?
Yo, Dana Hanna here, y'all.
That's right.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
This is something I'm very excited about in the paper today. Men have something they want to get off their chests. Their shirts, ladies. Man cleavage is back in a big way. Now, let me tell you something. I have been sporting man cleavage for years. Hairless. Beautiful hairless man cleavage.
It's like the chest of a 14-year-old boy.
Oh, it's sexy, it is. I tell you, when they put together the new menudo, they're going to call me first. I know it.
Menudo.
Anyway, Gelman has been sporting the man cleavage look for a long time.
Just light, you know, no tie.
You're delicate.
So what is that, 2
cleavage.
buttons unbuttoned?
Yeah, this isn't a lot of buttons. Sometimes it's a little more.
Why don't you give us one more button just for today?
It would
one
be.
More button just to...
No, it wouldn't be right. It's morning.
What about you? What's with the tie?
Yeah,
Look at Adrian Brody. He's down to 4 buttons. And he's showing his navel in this picture. You can see the full skull and crossbow necklace in his man cleavage.
Yeah, see, if I reveal any of my chest, it's like a starburst because I'm so pale and white. It's like people get blinded.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
So what else you got?
I got 7 more minutes to get that shirt out. And by the way, America is waiting. That's crazy, right?
That is what? So it's back.
It's back in style.
So who are the examples? Adrian Brody,
Tom Ford, and Ed Westwick.
Who's that?
This guy here. From Gossip Girl.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All those people in Gossip Girl look the same to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
The boys, the girls. I mean, they all look they're basically the same.
But you've never seen the show.
True. That is true.
So you're making an accurate statement.
That's probably true too. Yes. I feel like I've seen pictures. Oh, the funny thing that happened is the other day I was in CNN, and there's like a green room at CNN where the guests congregate before going on. And there's a really nice bathroom in the green room that's much better than the employee bathroom that we all have to use. Right. So occasionally I'll sneak in through the green room to use the green room bathroom.
As you should.
I figure I've earned it. I figure it's okay. Right. Although now it's going to be locked to me because I just revealed this on television. This was my little secret at CNN.
Your dirty little secret.
So anyway, I'm in the bathroom and I hear people coming into the green room. So I think, okay, so a guest is coming in the green room. So I better make sure that not only have I washed my hands, but my hands are super dry. Because don't you hate it when you get out of the bathroom and your hands are a little bit wet and suddenly someone says, oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Right.
And then you're like, you shake hands with them and your hand's wet and then you have to explain,
and you say,
it's because I just washed my hands. And they
I'm
think,
a very clean person.
Right.
That is soap and water.
Right, exactly. And then forever their story is, oh yeah, I shook hands with Anderson Cooper and his hand was dripping wet in the bathroom.
clammy.
So anyway, so I do this. I'm just sitting there drying like a maniac, and I'm completely dry. And I go outside, and it's Howie Mandel.
Oh my
gosh. In the green room.
Fantastic. You don't even have to
nice
touch
guy.
him at all.
Well, a nice guy. You know, I've met him briefly once. I love watching him on this show, on his various stuff. And I immediately go to shake his hand, and then I remember, of course, Howie Mandel is a germphobic and doesn't want to be touched. Like, he doesn't want to shake hands. He doesn't do that.
Right.
So then I literally, panic was in my eye because I could see in his face, like, he's germphobic.
Hands! Fingers and hands!
Right. Not only hands, but a hand that just came out of the bathroom. So, like, I see Howie Mandel, like, looking at me, and I'm like, huh? And then I sort of retract my hand, and then it's incredibly awkward.
Yes.
And then he goes for the fist bump.
Right.
And then I convert my handshake into a fist bump.
Right.
As if I meant to do that. And so then I'm like, you know, as if it's some new kind of handshake. Exactly. Right. I'm such a loser. Right. I'm such a total loser. It's like, you know, when
you actually made the L for loser in your fist bump.
It's like, you know, when you it's like, you know, when you're walking down the street and you trip, but then you see somebody seeing you trip, so then you try to make it into like a walk, and you're like, hey, I'm the walking guy, you know? Because God forbid someone should actually see you trip. So
I always look back and I blame the ground. Oh my gosh, that perfectly normal piece of slab is there.
Yeah, no,
Nothing wrong with it at all.
I always do that, and then I immediately do the fake phone call. Boop,
yeah.
boop, boop, boop,
I do that too.
Yeah.
Or I blame my kids or Mark. Like, I'll be like, Mark, how could you? He's like, what? You just tripped with those insane shoes you're always wearing.
The other thing I'll do occasionally is like look at my watch, but I don't actually carry a watch, so I end up looking at my wrist, and then I realize like people can see I don't have a watch, so then they think I'm just a complete moron.
You still never got a watch? Are you still punishing yourself?
I'm still punishing myself.
How long does this punishment last?
I bought once to celebrate like a big event. I read you should buy yourself a gift so that every time you see it, you'll remember the good thing that happened. So I bought myself.
The day he met me, he bought himself a watch.
I bought myself a watch, like, and it was like a couple. It was like $2,000. So it was a lot of money for a watch.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Well, which is a lot of. I mean, watches are incredible.
Listen, you're Anderson Cooper.
Anyway, for me, I'm incredibly cheap. It was a lot. So
no, you had the same bed for 4 years.
And I felt bad about having this watch forever. Every time I looked at it, rather than thinking of the good event, I thought I spent $2,000 on this watch, and it made me anxious.
Right.
Finally, I lost the watch, which was even worse. So now I refuse to buy another watch because I'm punishing myself. And it's been like 2 years now. Yeah, it's been about 2 years that I've been punishing myself.
Can I give you one of my kids' swatches at least, so you have like a swatch, just so you know?
I would feel like I got a bargain then. So
just
maybe
so you know where you are in time and space.
Yeah,
because that's what makes me nervous is that, you know, how does Anderson know when, I guess you have your BlackBerry and your cell
I can look
phone.
at my, and I can,
that's what you do.
I ask people. But, so anyway, I ended up fist bumping with Howie Mandel, to make a long story short, and then I just felt bad about it all day long.
Yeah.
And I tweeted about it. And apparently he read the tweet.
I read the tweet. I read your tweet and his tweet.
Oh, I didn't know he tweeted back. See, because I'm not on the Twitter.
He retweeted your tweet and then talked about being panic stricken when the fingers came at him. He saw fingers, and you know your fingers are very white.
Yes, that's true. It's like being
like 5 newts.
Yeah. It's like little newts moving toward you to shake hands with you. Yes, it's like you open up a rock and little newts, little pale albino newts, jump out at you. That's what shaking hands with me is like.
Anderson, I'm so glad that you have such a strange image of yourself, because if you actually saw yourself the way you are, there would be no living with you. You'd be such a snob, because you are perfect.
All right, yes, thank you, Rob. Well,
listen, I got to tell you about 10 Grammy nominations for Beyonce, everybody. 10. And really, who could forget? I think it's all because of that amazing Single Ladies video, which we have here. Everybody, let's just relive the Single Ladies video.
God, I had not seen that. You can't just spring that on somebody. Oh my God.
We like to call that video 4 Fellas in Tights.
Wow.
That that little spindly fella in the front is frightening looking. The one with the long wig.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what we like to do around here at Halloween.
Wow.
It was the scariest Halloween ever.
That's incredible. That's great.
We got to get you involved in Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I'd be happy to. Not that. But, I'll introduce that or something.
No, you have to actually. Part of our thing with Halloween is that you have to be in tights and dance.
Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen. At least dance. Or at least dance.
I almost got you dancing.
Sure. Okay.
I did.
No, yeah.
One night, I almost got Anderson dancing. It's going to happen. It will happen, America. Hey, we got a big show today.
Yes,
Meg Ryan is here from Serious Moonlight.
And the Jacksons are here, Jermaine, Peter, Marlon, and Jackie for their new A&E series, The Jacksons, A Family Dynasty.
And it's time for our Holiday Snapshot Trivia A Go-Go.